As I get each project done, my table slowly gets cleaner. Tell me y'all haven't had that problem. Alright, so I don't know if y'all seen my bookmark video where I made bookmarks, but I did a tassel in that video. So today I actually wanted to do just a tassel video and make one, maybe two, possibly even three, depending on how long this gets. So let's throw out all our stuff that we are planning on using. So my mom found this really pretty, I'm not sure if it really qualifies as lace, but it's like a lacy material or a knit. And I think it is going to be really pretty for our tassels. These tassels are actually going to go with the garden junk journals, so keep your eye out for those. I'm almost finished with the Smash Book junk journal, so that's actually what I'm doing the tassel for today. Oh, I gotta reach over and grab all these. They're like all the way over on the other side of the table. Okay, so, our infamous string. We always need our infamous string for our tassels. Scissors, and all this glorious stuff. I got this at the clearance bin. I can't remember where I got this. I'm pretty sure it wasn't clearance, but I needed it for a project and I used a 50% off coupon. I'm sure I did. This was, I made Walmart curtain. It's Walmart material and I made curtains for my kitchen out of it. So pretty. I love it. And it's lace, but it's not lace. So but it's really dainty and pretty, and it matched the whole flower concept. I'm not sure if this will be too big or not. I think I might either use this as the wraparound or ace it out altogether. We'll see what it looks like. And I really like this in the last tassel I used it in, so I am definitely going to use a little bit of this Paris material and hope that there's enough to go between the two journals. I think between all of this and then just use this as the wraparound, we'll have more than enough. So I'm actually going to grab my junk journal to decide how long that I want this to be. Ooh, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So this is going to be the journal, guys. And I'm going to hang the tassel right here. It's not quite finished yet, so don't get too excited. I guess it's just going to have to be that long, because that's all the more Paris material I got. Okay, now that we know how long it's going to be, let's get started on cutting our strips. This is going to take a while, everybody. Alright, make that straight. And just start cutting. I'm going to try and make these ones a little bit thin, because there's only going to be a few in there. I think maybe I'll make the one for my mother's journal as opposed to this one that I'm making right now a little bit shorter, since hers is actually going to be a shorter book than this Smash journal that I made. And you can fold it in half to cut out some of the cutting. So that is pretty much all we were able to salvage to be long enough. Was 3 strips, which I think will be more than enough. Here's our long ones. And we'll toss these scraps to the side. Don't get rid of them. You could probably use them for something else. Okay, so we got 3 here and 3 over there. Let's cut our string here. Now we'll use this to measure. 1, 2, I would think I want 7. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Alrighty. Now just go through and cut your little ends here. Same thing on this side. You only got 2. And we're going to do the same thing with this one, but yeah, no, 7 should be fine. You're not going to be able to wash these tassels, otherwise they'll fray out beyond belief. Oh, sorry about that. And you'll lose half of your tassel. So please wash your material before you make your tassels if need be. Alright, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. And if the bottom of your tassels, some of them are a little bit longer than the others, that is perfectly fine. It gives it a little bit of uniqueness. If you don't like it, just trim them all even. And there you go. I think I just want 2 of each for the pink. And I'll trim it off right here. And this actually, what are you doing for this? Looks like we need some lighter action. If any of you know me, you take a lighter when you are working with specific laces and you melt it down and it won't fray out anymore. Let's trim off this little piece here and do the same thing. Oh. Lick your fingers before you do that, people. Otherwise it'll burn. Perfect. I think I just want 1 for this one. I feel like if I put 2, it's going to start getting too thick. But for this one, we can definitely use 2. So, 1. Two. And please, if you are underage or do not know how to manage a cigarette lighter or play with fire, please be careful, especially if you've never done it before. Do not burn yourself. Do not burn your house down. If you are underage, I advise you get a parent and do not play with a cigarette lighter underage because you can get in big trouble for that. Perfect. And you want to be careful on which materials you do this with too, because obviously if they don't have the certain plastics in them, they're not going to do this. They're just going to catch on fire and burn your house down. We do not want that. So be careful. Oh. Perfect. If you melt it just enough, it'll all stick together. All right, 2 pieces for here. And what do we have? Oh, we have this. Perfect. I think I want to do 4 of this one. So here's 2 already. And here's 4. Perfect. Now just, they're exactly the right length already, so cut the top. And, well, I guess we're going to have some left over after this one. Two. 4. And I'll just trim these down later. And they don't have to be exact right now. Okay, let's jump into our ribbons. I think I'm just going to go with this one. We do have the green color already, but I really love this ribbon. So, cut one slice the same size as your tassels you already have laid down. That will go for that one. And if a lot of you couldn't tell, I am in love with this color. I love it. My whole house, pretty much everything I own, at least mostly everything I own, has a different, scheme of this color in some form or another. All right, now we're just going to cut strips off of this. Remember, we cannot wash these tassels. They're supposed to fray, but they're only supposed to fray so much. So do not wash them. They will fray over time. I want to try those sari silk tassels. I think they're so pretty. Maybe that'll be on one of my lists of things to do. I think this will pretty much be the last of our pile before we get into officially making the tassels. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing that. Fold it in half. And some of them can be thicker than others. Some of them can be thinner. Just give it as much character as you like. Perfect. That one is finished. And let's fold this in half. Perfect. I'm really excited for how these are actually going to turn out. I love how my last ones turned out, but this one I think is going to be really pretty too. I think maybe I'll just start making some tassels and throwing them up on my Etsy page when I get a chance. We'll see. It's not exactly at the top of the list right now, though. I still have to tear out the drywall in my roof and fix the leak. Well, the leak's fixed, but I still have to tear out the drywall and replace it before it molds. So yeah, that's going to be a fun one. And the wood flooring that was supposed to get done last week that we prepped for, and the person who was supposed to help had an emergency, so they couldn't show. So my house is literally just barely got put back together, even though the flooring isn't done, because I got tired of looking at the mess. So, yeah, I decided that I would just take it apart when they officially show up, because I don't like seeing the mess. Okay, I don't know why I just laid them on top, because we got to mix them in, but let's do the same over here. We still got to straighten them out. And these ones, it doesn't really matter which direction you lay them. But the ones with color schemes on the front and nothing on the back, you might want to be a little bit more careful how you lay them, because you want to be able to obviously see the colors when you're done. Okay. This, it doesn't matter either. Although with the way it's shaped, I'm going to say make sure the curvy side goes inwards. You're going to be a pain in my butt, aren't you? We'll use the old paper straightening. Yep, It worked. Okay, so like this one, we're gonna flip the color outward. I think this tassel is going to come out quite pretty. And just lay them randomly how you would like to see your pattern come out. And lay the colors all one direction, hopefully, because you'll be able to wrap them up, hopefully properly, in a circle when you're done. Okay, now, see this wonderful string? We're going to need some more of it. Lay it across the middle. I had an incoming call, but that's okay. I'll call them back later. Now, this is the hard part. I'm going to swipe it off the edge of the table, which is going to be a little bit hard to record, but it will keep everything in place. Kind of like that. Take the edges of the string and tie them. This is going to be the top of our tassel. Now you can keep this string for the top of your tassel, or you can cut it off and install a different part to be your tassel top. And you're going to have to adjust some of these to properly be going the right direction. But pull down as tight as you can. And adjust it how you want it to look. I like the center of my tassel to pop up, so I'm going to have to go in and individually adjust some of these. Alrighty, I think that's pretty good, and I love how it's a little uneven and a little bit crazy at the bottom. Now, take another piece of this string. It's been a while since I've done it. Okay, pick up your tassel, lay down your string. Now, tie a wonderful knot. As tight as you can get it. And this is kind of where you start adjusting your tassel the way you want it a little bit more. Because you can pull on each individual string and get them where you want them along the top. Okay, I kind of like the way the top is looking. Don't lose your strings in with your other strings. Be sure you have the right ones. Now tie it, or pull it as tight as you can and tie your double knot. Perfect. Now, what I did with my other one is I kind of doubled and even triple tied it. I actually, on my last one, I wrapped it a couple of times to keep it a little secure. Oh, that won't work that way. And try not to tie your top knot in with the center piece. Okay, this is where it gets a little tight. Oh, and don't tie in any of your other tassels. And sometimes I'll use pliers or something if it starts getting a little too tight and my nails or my fingers get too big to fit in there. Okay, so hold on to this one. Wrap this one over. Reach through and pull it back through. Sometimes you just need a little assistance. Oh wow, look how pretty this tassel is. I'm in love with it already. All right, now be sure these are as tight as you can get them because you're going to need to cut them off. And hold this out of your way so you don't accidentally cut it off because we're going to need it. Okay, now I think I do really enjoy this. Perfect, I do want that. So this is going to fray if we don't do it properly, so let's get it as close as we can. And I think right where this is, that is where our line, well no, because I want the flower right in the middle. But I want to do something else. This actually extra piece of string that I'm not sure where. Yeah, it didn't come from you. If it did, oh well, we'll just cut another one. Yeah, no, I feel like it needs something else, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Okay, let's put some hot glue on our little spot right here. And we're going to put this right in the middle. Now we're going to tack this down all the way around to avoid problems later. Like fraying it coming off. Oh yes, that is perfect. Hold your string out of the way so it doesn't get mixed in with it. Pull it a little tight depending on your length that you cut. Okay. Oh, we got a little flyaway here. Let's just enough to make sure it stays glued down. Hopefully not enough to be seen. And there's a little bit of fraying here too. Let's do the same thing. Now if you get your finger wet, it makes it easier to manipulate the glue the way you want it when you're pressing down on it like this. And now we have an adorable little tassel. But there is, I mean, I'm not a big fan of pink, but I feel like if I take some of this pink and add it around the middle, it will just add that little bit of pop I am looking for. And I have glue cobwebs all over my... Oh yes, I think that is exactly what it needs. And it is exactly the perfect length too. Lighter. Only be gentle on this one. You don't have to blacken the edges because it's going to get hot glued together anyway. Okay, we'll start on our seam line, which I can now barely see. And just match up your seams. It makes it look nicer, more unison. Even if you are the only one who knows and you're the only one who can see it, it still makes it look nicer, I think. Oh, look how pretty. I am loving this. I almost want to keep it. I almost want to keep everything I make. I always say that, but it's so pretty. I can't help it. Now don't over glue it because you don't want it coming out at the seams, obviously. But that literally came out just adorable. But I feel like it needs a charm. And I am charm happy. So, not like the TV show Charmed. Just, you know, charm happy. I have, ooh, kind of like those, but I feel like it might be too much. What are you barking at? Oh, that's an airplane, silly. No. It's too late to add that charm anyway. Okay, so if I add that charm, I gotta go find some jump rings. Actually, either way, I think I'm gonna have to go find some jump rings. So, I shall be back. Okay, so I went and found my little charm box that I use for my junk journals. It's not quite full yet, but it's getting there. This is an old box that I found in some yard sale stuff when I was a kid because my parents get it donated to them all the time. I do not smoke. I am not a smoker, but it is a smoking box. You know, they always got to promote the stuff, so don't smoke. It's terrible for you and disgusting, and it smells nasty. So I found these silver jump rings. Hey, maybe I'll do a DIY video on repurposing this box. Thinking out loud, back to what we were doing. Found some jump rings. Jump rings. Blah, 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 blah. Can't talk. And I think I can't decide whether to stick with one metal color with this journal or go wild and throw a bunch of different metal colors. But I think the person I'm giving it to she's really simple. So I think I'm just going to stick to one solid metal. And I really love this, so I think I'm just going to hang this either from the journal itself or from the charm. But I also want to take some of these jump rings, which are silver. Thank God I found the silver ones, because then it would have been a mixed metal journal. Okay, I think I want this bigger one. Because this way we can throw some of these on here. Throw you on here. Actually, I got a better idea for that. Let's get one of these tinier ones. We are going to need pliers. Grab your pliers if you don't have any. The one thing I love is go down to Harbor Freight. They are cheap. You don't have to buy the expensive ones at Walmart. As a matter of fact, I think this orange pair I'm pulling out now is from Harbor Freight. Oh, come here. It's stuck. A lot of you should remember my Paris cup. Check out the video on how to make this beautiful little darling thing. I actually have one that I'm going to make for my scissors, and it is a huge one. So keep an eye out for that video. I've literally just been throwing my scissors in it. And I figured it's getting about time to decorate it. Okay, so let's throw you on here. I was gonna say, I hope I'm recording. Okay, let's try and get it to focus. Now grab with both sides. I want it to focus on me though, and for some reason if I do it that way it does. And there you go. Perfect. Maybe pinch it out even just a little bit. There we go. Alright, now hold on to this piece with the jump ring. It just makes it easier. And slide it right on. Isn't that so pretty? Okay. Now I actually have two different flowers I'm putting on this. I have this one, which is really, really cute. Oh, there we go. Now you can see it. I like this camera on my phone because it literally focuses the way I want, as long as I have more in the screen. Okay, and then here's this one. I like the little pattern on it. It is so cute. Alright, now let's put that right on there. Now you're going to need these two back. And don't forget, put your little tassel on. I'm going to keep this string because I like how it feels and how it looks. And you can go through and add on one of these gigantic jump rings, but I just like it the way it is. Ow, isn't that adorable? I feel like, yeah, we're going to do this a little different just to see what we think. And if we don't like it, we can always go back. That's what I like about about crafts. It's trial and error. You can always adjust it and see if you like something else better. Okay, I think I want to try and hang it officially in with the tassels. There we go. Make sure that's even, folks. I think if I do it this way, I'm going to have to add another jump ring. I have no choice in the matter on that one. But I think I'm going to like it when it's finished. So be careful not to drop all your beads off. Just set this aside and let's get another jump ring. I think I'm going to go with a medium size jump ring for this one. And I think I'm just going to go up through the middle of the flower. And there's glue, so it's going to be a little difficult. Ah! I bent my jump ring. I need another one. These are softer ones. These aren't the heavy duty ones like I use for my actual jewelry projects. So I try to get the heavier dutier ones, especially for pieces of jewelry that I know I wear all the time. Alright, so we're just going to go through the bottom of both of those flower loops and call it a day. And even that up just right. Okay. Yes, good, good. I like it. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. It's actually going to call for a few more jump rings than I anticipated for, but that is okay. Get one of the smallest jump rings you can find over here. I think I got these from Michael's. It was either Michael's or Joann's. Beading Landing. I think it was Michael's. Alright. Remember, smallest one. I think that was the smallest one in there. Yep, it is. Okay. Even out your flowers now that I just foobarred them really good. 2 on each side. And my heater just kicked on. I was wondering why I was getting cold. I hate the cold, by the way. I'm in Arizona and my heater just kicked on at, what is it, almost 11? Alright. Oh, yes, I am loving it. A little bit more work than I anticipated, but it was well worth it. Oh, yes. Look how pretty that is. It's just darling. I want to keep it. But that is okay. Now that that is done, I think I'm going to take one of these smaller baby jump rings just add not the baby ones, just the next size up from the baby ones, the medium. There's like medium, extra medium, and then large, or like medium, large, and extra large. I know, I totally just threw that extra medium in there. It's an extra medium. Okay. I made a new size. Okay, we're going to take one of the daisy ones and one of the smaller ones with like the crocodile type pattern on the side of it. That's what it looks like to me, okay? It's crocodile pattern. Alright, and I just want to fit it into here. Perfect. I just fit it in the knot at the top of the string for the, right up here. Yes. That's that final touch. That is so cute. I love it. I'm going to have to take some awesome Insta pictures for that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go do that before I attach it to the journal. Hey everybody, if you can tell up here, I actually took a few adorable little pictures. And now let's attach it to the journal. And I'll take some pictures like that too. Let's actually just, we're going to rotate this around. It's one of these jump ring style ones, and I want it on the top, on the outside. Perfect. There we are. Oh my goodness, look how pretty. Oh, sorry. Over here, you know, just throwing my camera around. Yes, I love it. Alright, let's put these away. Look at that. It just came out so beautiful. So excited. Alright, now I'm going to take some pictures of this. I'm going to finish up this tassel. You watched me do this one, so I don't think you need to watch me make the second one. But I will definitely come back and show you the second one when it is finished. Okay, everybody, I'm almost finished with this last tassel. Isn't it adorable? I added the flowers on the top knot. But what I want to do now is use this fleur-de-lis, which I think is French, if I'm not mistaken, for lily. Fleur-de-lis literally translates to iris or lily. I'm obsessed with them, so that's how I know. So it has these two rings on it. I only want to use one of them. So we are going to use these wire cutters. I actually have a regular pair that I use generally, but I'm not sure where they are. So we're going to use these to cut off this top ring. And if you do it right, you can cut it off to where you'll never even know it was there. See? Look at that. And you can even sand it down a little bit if you like. But literally, I mean, you can hardly even tell unless you're looking for it. So we're going to use the hot glue gun to attach it. But first, I want to add a few more of these flowers on the bottom. I feel like I want to add something to go with the flowers, but I don't really have anything. I mean, I probably do, but I got to go digging for it. Yeah, and I have quite a bit of jewelry making stuff, and that's a lot to dig through. So I think we're just going to go with what I have here in front of me. So I think we're going to use one of these tiny ones just to kind of center the drop down. And bring it back on itself. And then we're going to get one of these medium ones. And we're going to put on our flowers. I got 3 here, so we'll put this one on the outside, the smaller one, the bigger one in the middle, and this other smaller one on the outside. The smaller ones have the crocodile looking feature. Okay, now let's slide this onto the smaller jump ring. And that will center it up perfectly. And I might go into my stuff and dig around later and find like a little sparkly to hang off of the bottom. But for now, I think that is really cute. I'm not even sure if it needs anything else. If I feel it does later on, I'll go pull something out. So I think, yeah, since this is the biggest part of it, maybe I want to scratch. I mean, it has a lot of definition, but I think I want to maybe try and buff it up some so it stays attached. I'm hoping this is buffing it up a little bit. All right. Oh, it's on low. I think I want it on high. Yeah, we're gonna need our glue gun to heat up a little bit, so I'll come back to you. Okay, so I couldn't really find what I was hoping to. And I know I have one more box I could look in, but I know where that's buried, and I'm not up to the task of digging it out right now. So let's go ahead and glue this on here. Hot glue gun should be hot enough. Let's hope it is anyway. Alright, now try to do just a small enough dab to where it's not going to seep through too much. And this is going to be toasty. Yes, that actually came out very pretty. I love it. It looks very delicate. Now, guess what? I found these. This actually I found and I totally forgot I had. I'm going to switch it out for the key at the bottom of my Paris junk journal. And I was going to try and stick to the same shades of metal, but I really like this key and I want to add it in that journal. So, I think I might mix up the metals. But, give me one moment. I was going to make this for my mother's journal, but I was so excited I couldn't help myself. Here is all of the goodies. And let's just slide this right in there, because look how fat it is getting. I mean, it is getting fat, people. This is for my 1,000 subscribers giveaway, and it is going to be thick by the time we get there. It has a little piece of about 50 to 75% of each of my videos. If you've been watching a lot of my videos, then a lot of the stuff I have been making, a piece of it has been going into this. So please go ahead and like this video. I would love it if you really did that. And definitely subscribe to the channel for a chance to win this wonderful little crafter's paradise of little goodies from throughout the journey of building my channel. And when I hit 1,000 subscribers, we will do a wonderful giveaway, so please join in. I actually found a bunch of these when I went to the 99-cent store, and I thought they were so pretty, but I only bought one of them. And when I went back and they had a bunch more, I couldn't help myself, and I bought a whole bunch of them to store my crafts in. And I bought enough to where I could feature one for my giveaway. And I decided I would pack it full of goodies. Now, by the time I reach 1,000 subscribers, I may be a little overpacked on this. So, if it is too packed and I start having to add more, I'm literally probably going to find a little box to just start throwing things in. I think I might run down to the post office and get one of those flat rate boxes and just fill it up for all of you wonderful subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing and joining in on my fun little creative adventures. And please join me next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.